So what makes a champion's mindset? Well, there's three things. Focus, the ability to stay focused on your goals despite any distractions. Resilience, the ability to keep going on your path despite whatever setbacks get thrown at you. And self-belief, the unwavering conviction in your own abilities. Greatness is largely mental, and anyone can move closer to it by just using exactly the same tools that athletes and top entrepreneurs have used to make them into legends. I've watched so many interviews from top athletes, I've studied some of their habits, and there's all the common themes that these guys do. So what can we learn from some of the best to ever do it? Ronaldo. Ronaldo has played football up until almost 40, and he's one of the greatest footballers of all time, and that's because he's resilient and he keeps himself in top condition. He thinks he is the absolute shit. He really believes he's the best. He wants the ball all the time. You know, yes, like it can be a bit much sometimes, but you know, he wants the ball. He believes in himself. You know, he takes on that role. He takes on that energy in the team. And that's allowed him to become basically one of the best footballers to ever do it. Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is a crazy visionary, but he's had amazing focus. He's come up with just innovation after innovation after innovation, and you know, if you and by all accounts of working with him has been an absolute nightmare, you know, because he demands absolute perfection, but he has such strong belief in his own vision and his focus to stay on this path that he's been able to achieve just like what a place in history. So you need to have a vision for yourself, a sense of purpose and identity, but then you need the focus to pick that path and just act on it. And then like Muhammad Ali, right? Like one of my favorites. He was just an absolute superstar, but he took on this persona, but he called himself the greatest ever. He literally called himself the greatest ever, you know? A little bit of, you know, borderline narcissism actually is very helpful. You know, you need to have that, you need to delude yourself into having that confidence and raw conviction in yourself. And when you assume that identity, you literally become that person. And he was an absolute, you know, he is one of the greatest. He is the greatest, right? And he's that for a reason. You know, he's not walking around like super humble, like, oh yeah, you know, I'm okay, yeah, I'm not too bad. No, he's like, I am the greatest. I am the greatest. I love him. So look, so really the key to a champion's mindset comes down to neuroplasticity, okay? You're forming new neural connections in your brain. Whenever you think a certain way, you fire off a neuronal response. And the more you keep hammering in on that thought, the stronger those connections become until it becomes more permanent. So to really perform at your peak, you need to have a strong sense in your purpose and your ability to achieve what you want to achieve, the ability to keep going and knowing that you're on the right path, and knowing deep down at your core that you will get there and that you are able to do it, right? You are able to reach greatness. It's not going to be a straight path. There's going to be ups and downs and you're going to have doubt, but the key is to get rid of all that and just know that you are going to be able to do it. And that's what keeps these guys going. So literally it's like a strength, you know, athletes train their mind like they would in the gym, you know, they have these sports psychologists and they do all kinds of crazy training, but it's like, why wouldn't you, you know, if you really want to achieve your goals, you know, you want to start a business, or whatever it is, right? You need to have that belief and that resilience, and that comes from being actively training yourself. Because look, right, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and it begins with your self-talk, okay? What is the dialogue in your head? What is the voice saying in your head? And it needs to be positive. You need to absolutely delete any negative words, get rid of anything that doesn't help you, and replace it with empowerment. The next is see it, be it. This is visualization. Visualization, there's different types. You can visualize the process, which is closing your eyes and imagining how you would go about achieving your goal, putting on your shoes, going for a run, you know, starting that business, facing particular setbacks. And then it becomes like muscle memory. Or you can visualize the actual outcome. You know, you as that person who has achieved that goal. What does that person think like? How do they feel? Who is that person? How do they walk? How do they move? What do they eat for breakfast? And then you can work backwards. So visualization is key. Find your purpose and your why, because this is what will keep you going. This is what will be your reserves for when times get tough, when things don't go your way. If you have a bigger, broader purpose, it can be an emotional, you know, it doesn't have to be particularly logical, then it becomes more than just that thing. It becomes a grander vision for why you're here on earth. Why are you here on earth? You know, we're all gonna die. There's billions of people before you, there'll be billions after you. So what are you gonna do with your time on this world? And I'm telling you now, grit is the secret sauce, which is passion and perseverance is the real key that keeps you going. You know, what makes you strong enough to keep going despite all these setbacks. Get obsessed with the process, okay? Don't be so focused on the results. Detach from the results. Get focused on the process, you know? Because your outputs come from your inputs. What are the things that I need to do to get what I want? And just get absolutely obsessed, you know? Do I have to do them daily, weekly? You know, like visualize that whole process and just get used to doing boring things, because it's the boring things which actually will get you results. Practice mindfulness and meditation. Learn how to stay present, because when we're caught up in our heads and we're thinking too much, we don't actually have any brain power left to do the action that we need to do with our 100% ability. So really the key is to stay really present, learn to control your mind, and then you'll start to unlock new raw brain power, and all of a sudden you might become a bloody genius. You'll be surprised. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful. Like, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.